Hello there, YouTube. Devin here again, and this is another boot review, kind of like leather use and knowledge type of thing as well video. So, what we have here is actually a set of jack boots that I bought. This is a pair that I'm gonna use for like a lot of historical purposes. It's gonna fit into a ton of my outfits because basically this is the same model that would have been used for basically every European country at some point or another from basically the early 1800s right on through to today. It's your kind of standard model jack boot. These were actually made in Russia though, and they're of no different construction or anything really out of the ordinary from any pair that would have been made historically, except for one thing, and that's the fact instead of using a fully stacked leather heel, it is a stacked leather heel except for the last layer, and the last layer is kind of a plastic resin, which sounds no different than leather, but it's just better at holding up than leather. And as you can see here, the pegged leather sole, but then it has that same kind of plastic resin, just a thin layer of it put over the very front here of the sole to protect it, basically. It's not going to do anything other than kind of increase the longevity of the boot. It doesn't even really sound any different than leather or behave any different than leather. It's just a little bit more wear resistant is all. So nothing super fancy there. And if you think this is going to help you get a better grip, this little tiny amount of checkering on here is not really enough to help you get a better grip. You're still going to fall pretty easily in these. Same thing with the one on the heel here. This texturing isn't really enough to help you keep a grip on ice or snow or anything like that. But it's made out of a leather. Now this leather does not take a polish very well. Now there's this assumption that if a leather does not take a polish, it is not a high quality leather. Well, that's actually not true. There's a lot of very, very high quality leathers that will not take a polish due to the chemicals used in the tanning process, or the fact that they might have a coating or a certain impregnation of chemicals to help increase the longevity of the leather and give it more wear resistance. Now, not that I have anything against like traditional chrome tanned or vegetable tanned leather. I love those types of leathers. They both take a polish very, very well, but they don't hold up as well to basically three things that we encounter all the time in modern society, that are very, very susceptible to both of those types of leathers, and that is gas and oil and salt. All right. Now, gas and oil is around us all the time, and gas and oil is actually very, 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 very hard on leather. So by making leather, tanning it a specific way and impregnating it with certain, or coating it with certain chemicals and resins and other stuff like that, is going to keep it from taking a polish, but it's going to make it phobic to gas and oil, which is going to increase the longevity of the leather. So it does not take a polish very well because polish is oil based and it will not absorb into the leather very easily. So another reason they do this to leather in the modern day is salt. Salt is something they use to de-ice and de-snow roadways and sidewalks in colder regions of the world because salt will melt snow and ice. And that is also very, very, very hard on leather. So this is going to help increase the longevity of the boot by doing that, but you can't really polish it, unfortunately. So I just wanted to dispel that rumor that if you can't polish the leather, it makes it a low-quality leather. Now, there is a lot of low-quality leather that will not take a polish, but just because it doesn't take a polish doesn't mean it's a low-quality leather, if you get where I'm coming from. Now, this model of boot, as you can see, has the stiffener in it here. And all that is instead of having just the shaft of the boot here, instead of it being just loose leather, it is a leather lined boot as well. So right about here is where the stiffener ends. So this is the only part of the boot that flexes right here, as you can see, is right here in the ankle region. But they put a hardened piece of leather between the inner piece of leather and this outer black piece of leather up here in the shank to create this kind of stiffness and this rigidness, which just helps with the look. Really, it doesn't really make it any better in the field. It kind of helps it stay up. It keeps it from kind of eventually drooping down your leg. So that is kind of a purpose for it as well, but it's mostly just for looks, because a well-fitted pair of Jack boots, even without the stiffener, should stay up anyways. But no, the stiffener is basically just to give it a more uniform appearance while worn, and they've been used historically for a very long time by officers. Now I don't know if I can get, there's the stamp in there, and you can see the pencil markings. These are all made by hand in Russia. Now this is they were made by the same company that makes the boots for the Kremlin guards. These are actually the same model of boots that the guard regiments at the Kremlin wear, and they're all made by hand. They don't make very many of them per year. They do appear on the market sometimes with blemishes. That's where I bought this pair. Now this pair was considered a blemished pair because of, on the pairs of the boots right here, you can see this kind of brown spot. This somehow slipped past factory occurrences. Now this part can just be, you could just paint over that, and it'll be perfectly fine, but that wasn't good enough for the guard regiment, so that made this pair of boots come onto the market by having this brown spot. And so it's on the outside of the left foot shoe. Right here is where the brown spot is, and that's on the inside of the right boot. As you can see there's another little brown spot, and that's what caused these boots to be not approved for service, was those two little blemishes where they didn't quite dye in black. Now this is one of the pairs of boots that's going to take place of some of the pairs that I have for sale in the other videos. Like I said, I need to make room for some of these new ones coming in. I haven't sold many of those pairs there, so just remember, if they don't sell, I'm just going to either trash them or donate them. So whatever people don't want to take them as donations, they're going to go right in the fucking dumpster, unfortunately. So hopefully you guys like those types of shoes that I put up for sale, and you can buy a pair of them. So if you have any questions on them, feel free to leave a comment in that video, and we'll work it out something. If you don't quite have the money that I was asking for them to, make me an offer. Who knows? Some money's better than no money on them anyways. So, and they're all in pretty immaculate condition for the most part. So hopefully though, you guys like this video and you learned something from this, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. And I'll probably be making some more of them today to kind of make up for the fact that I've been still super busy at work, and I actually have a whole day off today, so with nothing to do. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And please keep comments on task and everything like that, and I hope to see you all soon.